like that?
No, a patchwork Grim Reaper.
Oh, Jesus!
Joy of all joys.
Yeah, glorious.
So, do you have a magic spear?
No.
No.
It may be of some consolation to learn that your death was mercifully swift. The Helghast's fingers tore and burned their way through your throat within a few seconds. But now the seal of Hammerdale is on the way to the dark city of Helghast. Your life and your quest come to a tragic end here.
That was the 4th time I died.
Rana, add to the list, got brutally killed by Helghast. Again.
Let me see.
So yeah, you have been a bit less fortunate in this adventure than the last. They upped the difficulty a bit.
Okay, let us see. Throat ripped open by Helghast, I wrote.
Good. So how far back do we want to go?
Well, I suppose we should go right.
Yeah, right.
You turn right. You walk for nearly a mile along the deserted tunnel when you see a flight of steps cut into the rock face to your left. They lead to a platform which runs the length of the tunnel ceiling. It is used to service the torches. You can use your sixth sense if you wish.
Let's use it.
Let's.
Right. Your Kai sense warns you that there's something evil hiding in the darkness of the platform. Do you wish to climb the stones to confront it, sprint past, or run back to the junction?
Sprint past.
Yeah.
You pass the stone steps and continue along the highway. You're just passed under the platform when you hear a noise above you. You stop and stare upwards, but you can see... I'm sorry, just give me a moment. How the hell are you... Because this is another Helghast encounter. I'm sorry, how are you supposed to get past here?
I suppose we have to jump back and fight the first Helghast.
Well, that's kind of far back and seems kind of unfair.
Yeah, but the game really sounds like it wants to have that magical spear.
Yeah.
Apparently you can't make it past this far unless you have the magical spear.
Actually, apparently you can if you talk to the mice, but that requires animal kinship.
Which we don't have.
We don't have.
So the question is, do you want to go back and take that fight, or do you want to cheat?
Can we go back and take that fight and then time warp to here?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do that then.
I suppose it's pretty mean of us that we don't give the spear to the lieutenant commander, but we kind of need it.
Well, he did say that... Okay.
Let's do the time warp.
I was about to do that! Oh.
Too bad, Cobra!
The time warp, yeah!
We gotta go back in time.
Right, okay, so you have against the Helghast back here, and you have the spear, so roll the die.
1.
Right, it lies out with a solid punch that rips out, let's see, 6 of your life points, and no, you don't damage it.
Uh-huh. So now we're down to 24 if we start from all over.
Yep. Roll the die again.
Well, I damn straight hope at 10 that 10 isn't 0 again.
It isn't, not in combat. It just is sometimes. I don't know. Was it because you rolled a 10?
Yep.
Well, in that case, you retaliate by plunging your spear deep into his heart so that rotten, stagnant blood pours out. Though it doesn't kill the beast, you have given it a severe wound. With such force that it stands no chance of actually, hitting you in the process.
So sort of landing a vital blow, or rather a good blow, and it has no means of retaliating until now.
Yep. So, roll the die again.
4. I'll throw a golf ball at it, apparently.
You continue to try to press your spear through its black heart, but at this point you're within reach and it gives a swipe at you. You lose 5 health.
This is like Evian trying to dodge the Witch King's mace.
But it's not any better now. Now it's a 2.
Oh. Well, in that case, you do damage a little when you rip your spear out of it. Just a tiny little bit. It, however, gives you a solid hit for 6 life points.
So now we're down to was it 18, I believe. At any rate, we might. Okay, what the fuck do we do? We have
Roll
no
a
idea.
die.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea. 1.
Well, you do no damage to it as it jumps at you and tries to tear out your throat and succeeds to get its hand on it. You lose 6 life.
I need to take a page from your book, Warlord, now, and God damn it!
Roll the die.
6.
Huh. You are a bit more fortunate at this juncture and manage to get a solid blow into its side. But in the same time, it gets a swipe in at you and tears open long gashes in your side. You lose 4 life.
Remember, we still have those herbs.
Herbs.
You should have them because you didn't eat them at any other point, so you can get 4 life back. But quickly, by just pulling out these herbs and just forcing them down your throat. Just a moment. Okay, I'm good.
Well, it's nice that it waits for us.
Right, roll a die.
10.
Ooh, you get a piercing blow in that leaves the creature staggering. One more solid blow should finish it off. You're almost there. Roll a die.
7.
It gets one last attack in on you, ripping 3 of your life points away. It's the last thing it does as you plunge the spear into it and nails it to the ground.
We just bought ourselves a lot of help with those things, actually. Let me see. Yeah. We are still with 8 health points. But
Since we time warp over port backs, I think we restore a lot of life points. Don't we?
Yeah.
Well, you do restore.
We.
You restore at least 6, if nothing else. So how much does that bring you up on?
it restores
40.
40. 14. Yeah, I know. I always get that wrong.
And with all the choices you made, I'd say you can safely put up your life at 25, at least.
All right, 25.
And that's before you make the choices now that you're back at the split.
So we have a magical spear now.
Yep, but it replaces one of your weapons. Remember the 2-weapon rule.
Warhammer.
Yep. Right, so left or right?
Right.
Yeah, let's go. Just go right again.
Okay, do you wish to use your 6th sense?
Yep.
Yep.
Right, sprint, pass, or confront it.
Confronted this time.
Suddenly from out of the darkness above, there's a blood-chilling cry. You look up to see the glowing red eyes of a Helghast as it charges down the steps straight at you. You scream in terror and frantically search for a weapon. Do you have a magic spear?
Yes.
No, I do not just have a spear. I have a magical, sparkly, pointy stick.
You grasp the haft of the spear and level it at the approaching Helghast. It shrieks a desperate cry, for it knows that it cannot avoid being impaled on the sharp tip of your spear. That's what it gets for charging downwards at you. The shock of impact knocks you backward and you crash to the highway below you, losing 2 endurance points. The Helghast hits the ground barely seconds later, driving the spear through its black heart and dying instantly.
Sucker!
Sir, do you wish to remove the spear or leave it here and rather
Wait.
not risk anything?
We need to be careful here.
We need to bring it along.
Yeah, I know we need to bring it along. It is just to make sure that it is proper good and dead.
I mean, the last guy, he was dying. This guy is dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's,
Okay.
I don't think he'll return to life if we pull the spear out, so... Let's
All
try
right.
that.
We pull the spear out and continue.
The horrific sight of the writhing creature fills you with loathing for the Dark Lords and their evil minions. When the Helghast has finally crumbled to nothing and you're quite sure that it's been destroyed, you remove the magic spear and wipe the tip on its smoldering robe. Anxious to leave this place, you run down the tunnel as fast as you can. You have covered nearly 3 miles when you see a group of wagons in the distance. They have been strung out across the highway to form a barricade. Soldiers in red uniforms line the roofs of the wagons, and a large crowd of people have gathered behind them. You can hear their exciting chatter echoing along the tunnel. As you get closer, there's a sudden silence as all eyes turn to stare at you. A detachment of 10 soldiers led by a knight whose shield bears the royal arms of Durna advance towards you. Do you wish to attack them, or would you rather raise your hands and walk towards them?
I prefer to walk towards them. I do not really fancy attacking.
We can't defeat the entire fucking army. Plus, they're on our side, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. He is a royal knight, so yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we have encountered enemies in friendly uniform before, but let's just play
Let's
safer.
allow ourselves to be naive for a change.
Cautiously, the soldiers surround you and take your weapons and backpack. You do not need to adjust your action chart. It's just, for safety reasons. The knight steps forward and raises his visor of his helm. Who are you? What is your purpose in tunneling? He demands in a gruff voice. And we got a picture of the guy. Right.
Aye.
Huh, I dig it. Huh.
You tell him that you are a Kai Lord from Summerlund and on an urgent mission to King Erlend. He seems unconvinced by your words until you show him the seal of Hammerdale. Then, without hesitation, he orders his men to return your belongings and usher you through the wall of wagons. Beyond, you can see a horse-drawn carriage waiting in the center of the crowded tunnel. Back to Hammerdale without delay, he orders the driver, and you are thrown back in your seat as the coach moves off at breakneck speed. You soon learn that the knight is Lord Axim of Rhyme, commander of King Alan's personal bodyguard. He was on his way to Port Bags when the Helghast entered Tarnalin. He and 10 soldiers were the only ones to survive a deadly encounter with these evil creatures. During your ride through the Tarnalin, you must eat a meal or lose 3 endurance points. Can't hunt here.
Yeah, we don't have any deals left, do we?
Let me just check our backpack. Wait. Okay, you need to correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think we have 1 meal left.
We have 1 left? Fine, then use it.
Alright, we eat the meal.
Right. The journey to the capital will take 5 hours, and you're advised by Lord Axim to get some rest. As you slowly drift off to sleep, you begin a dream about the Summersword. You picture a triumphant return to Holmgard and the defeat of the Dark Lord siege. Perhaps it will be a good omen of events to come?
Oh dear.
It is the early morning of the 15th day of your quest when you open your eyes to the breathtaking spectacle of Hammerdale, the mountain city, the capital of Durinor. Unlike other cities in the Last Lands, does not need man-made fortifications. The encircling peaks of the Hammerdale range offer far more secure protection to the people within. And we got another picture! There we go.
It has a certain fondness for boards.
Yeah. Thank you for that observation.
I'm sorry, what?
There's just so many round shapes on this city.
Ah, yes.
Other than that, they are trying to compensate for their military. But yeah, no, we have seen what they can do.
Well, I suppose the turnaround hearts don't really count.
And anyway, the carriage speeds through the lush farmland surrounding the city with its many towers and wide streets. On a hill in the very center of Hammerdale stands the King's Tower, a magnificent structure of glass and stone. As the carriage halts at the tower gates, you suddenly realize for the first time that as a wielder of the Summersword, your destiny is to become part of the oldest legend of the Last Lands.
Huh.
Bored now, let's move on.
King Arlen the Fourth sits alone in his stone dome tower, viewing his mountain domain through one of the many portals of tinted glass. You and Lord Axim are formally announced as you enter the chamber, and you respectfully bow to his majesty. Then Lord Axim removes the seal of Hammerdale from your finger and walks over to the king's side. You may remove it from your action chart now. For nearly an hour they talk, their somber faces reflecting the seriousness of the situation. There is a short pause of silent meditation, and King Arlen suddenly rises from the throne and addresses you for the first time. Alas, the Dark Lords have awoken once more, and once more does Summerlund come in search of aid. I had prayed that my reign would be remembered as a time of peace and fulfillment, but in my heart I knew it was to be otherwise. The king removes a golden key from the pocket of his white robe and inserts it in a marble dais standing in the center of the chamber. A gentle humming fills the room as the stone cover slides back to reveal the hilt of a golden sword. Take the sword, Lone Wolf. It is foretold that only a true son of Summerlund can release the powers that lies within its blade. As you grasp the glowing hilt, a tingling sensation runs up your arm and radiates throughout your body. Do you wish to use Sixth Sense?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes?
The power coursing through your body so overwhelms your senses that you become oblivious to your surroundings. You instinctively raise the blade above your head where a shaft of sunlight suddenly catches upon its very tip and floods the chamber with a blinding white glow. At that moment, the true power of the Summersword is revealed to you. This weapon was forged long before some lending. The Duranese or the Dark Lords dwelt in the Last Lands. Its makers were of a race that men would now call gods. To release the power that it contains, only a Kylord may wield it. Should it be used in combat by anyone who is not a Kylord, its power will fade and be lost forever. When used in combat, the Summersword will add 8 points to your combat skill.
Okay,
Oh yeah, replace our current sword with that.
Let me see. And I'm not just going to write magical sword. I'm going to write, and then you need to tell me how it is named.
Well, it's summer.
Yes.
Sverd.
Well, yeah, if you want to spell it like they do, then it's SWERD.
VERD.
And you can add that it adds plus 8 points to your combat skill. Who wrote something?
Me, I'm trying to help him to spell it.
Just let me see if I... Ah, okay, that is the way, I just spell it with an O instead of... Okay, I misspelled, let me see. Adds 8 plus to combat skill.
It has the ability to absorb any magic that is used against its bearer.
Hmm.
Hold on.
That'll be practical.
And it does double damage to all undead, like the Helghast.
So they could basically instinct kill them, is that it?
We will see. You'll need to find one to test it out.
Let me see. Does double magical damage to... What was it?
Undead.
Undead.
Okay, let
So,
me see if I
by
got...
my account, you should have 25 combat skill now.
Well,
Let's
that's
see.
Combat
nice.
plus 8. Okay.
Plus 2. Remember the shield?
Yep, I do. I'm adding it into the plus calculation, and yeah.
And it's the only weapon in all of Magnamund that can kill a Dark Lord. And for this reason, the Dark Lords are bent on thwarting your quest.
So yeah, I wrote under Summersword. Legendary sword adds 8 plus to combat skill, absorbs all hostile magic. Please tell me if I'm mistaken on this.
If it's directed against you, it absorbs it, so yeah.
Does double magical damage to all undead.
And can kill Dark Lords.
Okay, let me just add that.
You now realize you hold the only power in Magnamund that can save your people. Slowly, the light starts to fade, and you become aware of Lord Axum's hand upon your shoulder. Come, Lone Wolf, there's much to prepare for your return to Summerlund. You sheath the Summersword in its jeweled scabbard, and follow Lord Axum as he leaves the King's chamber. Right. By the way, there's a picture of the thing.
Okay,
Sure,
let us
let's see it.
Right. Just a moment.